Heidi ho, my crafty friends. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. So, I am in the mood to make a small journal. I don't know, call me crazy. But I thought I would use just this little lunch bag. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to open this up here at the bottom. Okay, bear with me here, because I want to show you how you can do this. Just open it up at the bottom. Okay. Like this. And if it's not neat, that's okay, don't worry about it. So you want to open it all the way up. So now you just have a big tube. Okay, see, now you just have a big tube. And this is the paper that we're going to use. So now, you just need to lay it out flat. Okay. Now my paper, well, this is the hard part, getting it flat. Let me get my sleeves pulled up here. This is the hard part sometimes, getting this paper to lay flat. So, now I kind of want it to be like a double layer maybe. I don't know, maybe a single, but I'm thinking a double. I don't know, we're going to have to see how big this gets. Because I can cut this down, I'm pretty sure, to whatever I want. But I have to find out how it opens first. So, let's see what we have in here. That we can use for the cover. Oh, that's pretty. I like that one. Oh, I like that. See, I'm already getting some idea. Oh, I already have a really good idea for the cover. Okay, a lot of patterns. Lots of patterns. Okay, so I have an idea. All right, so let's cut this open. So I'm going to see if it fits here on my paper cutter. Just barely. Well, what doesn't fit, I will take my scissors to. Now, I'm just going to cut off just a smidgen. I'm going to take it up as far as it'll go. You know, as far as my paper cutter reaches. And then I'm just going to take my scissors to finish it off. Like that. And then I'm going to open it up. Now, I want this to be straight. So, I'm going to fold it back over. And I'm going to put it back in here. And I need this to be straight. So I'm going to cut a little bit off of there. And up here, where the little divot is, I don't want that. So I'm going to go right smack underneath it, just like that. Okay? Just like that. So what I'm left with is a piece of brown paper that measures. Now it does have a few little rips here, but that's okay. So now that you've seen how I've taken it apart, so what I'm left with is a piece of paper that measures 18.5 inches long. Yeah, 18.5 inches long by roughly 12 and almost 1/4 inches wide. Okay, so 18.5 by 12. So, now I need to make my cover. So, I don't want this to be a big journal. I want it to be a little journal, like a 5x7 journal. So, I need to bring this down so I can cut it down to a 5x7. Okay. So that means I can make this doubled. So I can fold this over because I'm big enough to make it a 5x7. So I'm going to cut this 7 inches tall, maybe. So I want this to be 7 inches tall. Okay, so I want this to stay together as best it will. Okay, now save that because we can use that. And about 5 inches wide. Now, as I'm cutting it here, I want to push that down because I'm going to glue these two pieces together. And 5 inches wide. Oh, no, I'm not. That's my cover. Duh. No, I'm not. Okay, 5 inches wide. Now, to add a little support to it, because it's kind of flimsy, I'm going to take these two pieces I cut off here. I think maybe instead of using those, we're going to use some of our paper, because that'll add a little bit of support to it. Okay. I'm just winging it. I am just winging it. So let's open it up. See what we have maybe for the inside and the back. And it's just going to have one signature. I'm sure you've figured that out by now. Now for my cover, I think I want this piece for my cover. On my cover. So I want to hold a piece of that out. And I want some of these out because I'm going to use those for layering. Now, what's on the back of these? Oh, that's pretty. That might be nice in there. And I want a piece of that for layering. All right, so let's see what's... Okay, that's the red. I do like that. And there's the green. So let's see what all we have here. That's a little much for me, but... Oh, that just looks like the rind. Do you guys like eating... whatever this is called? Watermelon? I knew I'd think of it. Now, I do like that. Now, I like that. Maybe we'll make that on the inside. We'll make that an inside piece. And there's some more little cards. Maybe we'll cut some of those. They're little postcards. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, so we'll use these for the insides. Okay. So, let's do the inside first. Let's go on and cut the tops off here. All right, let's measure this. Now remember, we just have a little 5x7 size. I don't want anything really to get over here into where the signature is going to go, but we are going to put a little piece in the middle there so we can make sure that the signature doesn't tear through. I wonder if that will fit. No, it won't. But you know what? I've never made a square journal. Let's make a square journal. Instead of making a 5x7, what would fit on here? to go. This is 8 by 8. I could do 7 by 7. Now I'd still have to do both sides, wouldn't I? So it doesn't really matter. Okay. All right, let's go on and cover that. Instead of using wet glue, I'm going to use a glue stick. And even though glue sticks are still, I'm going to pull my sleeves up, they're still a little wet. They're not as bad as some of the other glues. Okay. And I get a little more wiggle room. Okay. Now this is part of the beginner journal series. So your paper, of course, doesn't have to match mine. It can be any paper that you happen to have. It can even just remain this paper if that's what you have. If you're just gonna use this paper, just a paper bag, then you want to make sure to double it, or even just use 2 bags, because you're gonna need the strength of those bags, or use any cardstock that you have, even if it's plain brown, you know, to keep that color. If you want to keep any printing that you have on the bag, you can use plain brown cardstock if you want on the inside to give it that support. That's kind of why I'm covering the inside, because it needs some support, because this bag is really thin. Now, I do think I'm going to cover the other side with the same, and I'm going to use the floral to go between to sew through. So I'm going to cover this side with the same pattern. Okay. Now I'm just getting it as close to that as I can get it, making sure, oh, see, it's upside down. If that had been art glitter glue, I'd have been up that famous creek with no paddle in sight. There we go. Just like that. Oh, see, and I even got it crooked because I had to pull it up. That's all right. I'm going to trim it anyhow. Now, if I want to leave the print on the front at this point, I can. And I can just decorate the front of it. Because if any of you have ever been to this restaurant, do I have it going the right way? Yes, if any of you have ever been to that restaurant in the summer, they have yummy watermelon yummies to choose from. Now, in the middle here, where my signatures are going to go, I am going to cut this piece, this floral piece, down to about, what is this? I think I'm going to cut it down to about 2 inches. And I am going to put it right here, just like that. And I'm going to glue on either side of where the signatures are going to go in. So I'm going to take my little mini scoreboard here, and to help me get this in the middle, I'm going to line it up here in the corner. I'm just sticking it up in the corner, and I'm just going right down the middle. That's all I'm doing. And then I'm flipping it over and I'm doing it again, right at 1 inch. Okay, and I'm making sure I keep it right at 1 inch. That allows me to fold it both ways. So, because I want to fold it this way. But then the book is going to fold the other way. So that way I can make sure that I've got it lined up properly. Okay, so when I line it up, I can put it down here. I can fold it this way. I can put it right in the middle, just like that. And then I know I can glue over here and over here, but I don't want to glue down the middle. So to do that, I can fold this over, and I'll worry about the bottom of it here in a minute. I'll trim it off. I'm going to go up the side. I'm going to fold it in half. I'm going to line it up. And I'm just going to put it in like that. Now that I have it exactly where I want it, I'll go on and trim off the bottom. Oops, I got a piece of paper stuck back there. Okay. I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to fold it this way. Now I'm not putting any glue in that part where I'm going to sew right there. Okay, now this is now down and secure. So I'm going to make sure I got glue. Whoops, I missed down here. So let's make sure we have glue all the way down to hold that in place. Okay, so our inside is decorated. So now we're going to do the outside. So let's move this out of our way. Okay, so there's the inside. Okay. Now, because I pre-folded that, I can go on and fold it. All right, so let's get this out of the way. Now, for the outside, I pre-selected paper. So let's go on and cut the top off here. That little top marker is what I'm cutting off here. Okay. Okay, this paper selection is called Sunshine on My Mind. In case you want to, and it's by Graphic 45. So there's the title. Okay, so I want to cover this page right here, I think with this. Oops. I think with this. Like that. Do I have it going the right way? Nope, I turned it the wrong way again. That way. Now, I want to wrap it so it goes around the back a little bit, because I'm going to put a little bit of this back here. I don't want a lot of this, but I just want a little bit, kind of like a little tablecloth kind of look back there. So I need to find out where it folds. So I need to fold it. So I'm pre-folding it. Like that. Now, I don't have it straight though. So I need to do it again. So let's get our bone folder and see if that helps us. All right. Now let's start gluing. And we're going to glue, I think, over here. Let me glue a little bit of this down. That might help also. Okay. So over here, I think it's just about that much that needs to go down. Is it about that much? Yeah. So over here, I just need to glue up to about where it says, right about here is where it needs to go. I think we might go in a little bit more. We'll see. I'm going to place it down. Before I push it down, I'm just going to place it and make sure. So this piece is going to go here. Like that. This piece can go under like that. Okay. So I need this piece to go right here. Make sure we're straight. Like that. Okay. All right, so we can trim the red. All these prints are getting a little confusing, aren't they? All right, so let's get this trimmed. It's not often I work with prints this bold. There we go. Oh, I like that. All right, I think I need to put a little bit underneath there to keep that down. Right here. Just right on the edge, because that's where I missed. Right there. Okay. Now this piece, which way does it go again? I think it goes this way. Okay, we're going to start okay, so if it's going to fold here, let's go on and pre-fold it. And we'll line it up like that and like that. Okay, so it needs to be folded over a little bit more this way. So let's unfold it. Let's start over here on this side so we get it over where we need it to be. Now, if you do miscalculate and you have an end show, just trim it off. Don't get all flustered and, just trim it off. That's okay. That's all you got to do. How many times have you seen me not have, something go straight or something, something not right? Oh, I need to turn that up a little bit. Okay. Now I wanted to also talk to you guys. This is the, I was on YouTube today, and it seems every other video that's out, they're talking about decluttering and cleaning their craft room and this and that, and I thought to myself, oh, it is that, see what I mean? It is that time of year. Every year, tax year, a tax time here in the U.S., everybody starts talking about decluttering and cleaning and you know, trying to make things easier on themselves. And I get asked a lot, you know, what is the easiest way that I find to keep my craft room? I should have left it, because now I've got myself crooked again. What's the easiest way I have found? Now I'm really crooked. To keep my craft room organized. Well, short of not working in your craft room and enjoying yourself, you're going to make a mess. So you have to find a method that works best for you. I mean, that's just all there is to it. You have to find something that works for you. And you have to use it. You know, you can't do a project and then walk off and not put things where they go. I mean, your craft room isn't going to stay organized if you do that. So what I do is, after a big project, I make sure everything is put away. Any scraps I have left, big scraps get filed away. Little tiny scraps get thrown away. We create, as crafters, we create enough scraps. We don't need to keep every little tiny scrap that we make. Contrary to popular belief, you don't need to do that. Truly, you do not. There will be more scraps. You don't need to keep them. Now, how do you keep your paper? Is another question I get. Well, I have plastic wallets that I keep my paper in. And I keep 2 12-packs per wallet. See, mine will have to be straightened up. Per wallet. One facing, you know, each direction. And that way I know if they need, if I'm going to replace them, if I don't like them. You know, but I also know what's in the paper pad. And then I have a small box that I keep my 6x6s in. Now, if you don't use a lot of paper, then, you know, you might want to find something else, another way to use it. And I'll show you one of those envelopes here in just a second. I need to trim this right now. So let me show you how I'm going to trim that. That's not going to work on my paper cutter, because it won't cut through all those layers. At least not well. So I'm going to line this up, and then I'm going to take my ruler. Let me pull it up here. And I'm going to put my ruler right here. I'm going to scoot this a little past that line because I want my ruler on that line. Come on. Well, get your arm off of it, Lori. I want my ruler there. And I want my ruler there. Okay. Now you can check your other side, make sure that they're right. Now, this whole side of my paper doesn't look, or my bag, I don't know, can't tell if it is or not. That one's okay. And this one just needs trimmed. Okay. So besides those, I use little drawers to keep small stuff on my desk put together. Now again, I have to put things away, and from time to time you may hear me say, my desk is a mess. Well, that's because I haven't put things away. And it's time for me to, you know, put things away. Okay, so there's the foundation of our book. Yeah, that went quick enough, didn't it? Yeah, I like that. That's going to be cute. Okay, So now also with this, I got the Graphics 45, the little ephemera set. You know, but the main thing is you have to use your set. And if whatever you choose for your storage doesn't work for you, then don't continue buying it, you know, because that's just kind of silly. Now, I have found that these wallets, let me show you. These are 12 by 12 wallets. They either come with little Velcro tabs in the middle, like this. They have a pleated bottom, right here. So they're either like this, or they have the little circles, you know, where the thing spins around. I use these to store my paper and any project. So as I'm gathering supplies for a project, or we're working on a project, everything stays in this wallet. And this one right here is one of the journals that we're working on. It's this journal right here. It's called Grandma's Attic. So everything that we're working on stays in this wallet until we're finished. When we're finished, any large pieces of paper get put away. Scrap fabric gets put in its home. Any small pieces of paper get put in the small bin. But anything else can be gotten rid of. And my 12 by 12s are stored in there. Are stored in their own individual ones. So, and then these cardboard pieces like this, they go in a 12 by 12 and it's labeled tags. So I will keep things like this to make tags with. And I go through things like this like crazy. Not the plastic. I'm not talking about the plastic. I'm talking about this. I'm talking about this. Because this stuff makes great tags. You know, this piece right here would be just a fun tag. Because it's got all the little pieces on it. So, and then I'll keep one of these, you know, for little see-through things. Now, I don't keep all of these. If I did, I would have them everywhere. In our area, you can recycle them. Now, I don't know if that's true in all areas. But in our area, we can recycle them. But I do keep them. And if I don't use all of these pieces, I'll put them back in it. And then I'll put them in my storage box. And I'll use them in another journal. Another summertime journal. So, you know, you have to have a plan for your supplies before you get started. Okay, so let's get started on our cover here. So, where's that other piece of paper that we're going to use? Oh, here it is. This one. I wanted to cut a piece of this. And then on top of that, I think I wanted that. And if you can hear humming, I apologize. My husband is kind of sort of next to me in the garage. Now let's see if that actually fits. He is working on his car. Here's the paper cutter. So this needs to be 4 by 6. And I think if you hear something, what you hear is a hydraulic... no, I need 6. You hear a hydraulic zoom zoom thing, you know, that does your wheels. I don't know what it's called. You know, takes your tires off. Okay. There. And I think I want that there, maybe. That's a little bit too big, isn't it? But that would be fun in a bigger journal. And that would be fun in a bigger journal. Maybe that could go there. Oh, yeah, because we have that in there. We'll have to wait and see on that one. What's this one? Oh, I like that one. But I don't know if I like that enough for the front. So, I think I like the original the best for the front. And that will have to go in the bigger journal. Okay, what about this? Nope, don't like that. I think I like this the best. Here. And I think I want to make this a tuck on the outside. And then tuck in it some watermelon. You know, make it a little tuck. And tuck in it watermelon. And put some strawberries down here like that. Maybe move it up like that. Okay, I think that's what I want to do. Okay, so let's put down the red piece first. Let's put this piece down. Thinking of making this piece a pocket, actually. Can't hurt, I guess. And then if I don't put anything in it, I don't put anything in it, but we'll see. I'm going to bring it down right about there, kind of like that. And then this one will go here with the strawberries sitting down here toward the bottom. Okay, so the strawberries need to attach to the leg. So we're going to hold the strawberries, lift them up, and I'm going to put some glue right here on their leg so I can attach the strawberries. Right there. Then I can pick them up here. Now, I want this to be a tuck. So how much? I think I want to glue down the strawberries. The watermelon here, here, and here. Okay. So we want to go from here down. And then we definitely want to get the strawberries down. Want to get some glue on those strawberries. Okay. Right, like that. I think that might work. Now, these little watermelon. Oops, I think my bottle's running out of glue here. I want to tuck these back there. I'm just tucking them back here behind. Maybe we'll tuck them over here. You can see them a little bit better. Kind of scoot them in a little bit. There we go. So now anything I tuck in there will be right there. Okay, another journal. Okay. And then maybe bring that up there. I think that's going to need something on it, though. So let's... Oh, I've scooted things out of the way here. I've scooted things too far. That's going to need just a little touch of... I wish I had my pink ink. There, say that a couple times fast. Or my green over here. I would touch that with the green. But I'm just lightly going around the edge here. Just lightly. Because I want this to stand out a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. Don't want that up there. Maybe we'll wait. Maybe we'll wait on that. Let's see. Okay, we'll put that right there. I like that. All right, let's do the same thing with that, though, because I want this to stand out. Now, had I thought about it, we would have put two little things on it right there. But I didn't think about it. Okay. So let's... Oh, dear. I think I've run out of glue. There we go. There we go. All right, let's try this. I think that's the middle. Right there. Okay, so there's our cover. All right, so I'm going to pause this while I grab hold of the, I'm going to put this away, and then I'm going to get the paper for the signature, and then we'll get the signatures put in, or signature, since there's only one of them. So I will be right back. Okay, so I have some coffee dyed and tea dyed papers, and I thought we'd go on and use some of the, you know, paper from the pack also. So we're going to use these pages, and we're going to cut them down and see how well we can make them fit. So let me get my knife, my paper cutter. Cut the top off of this, and let's cut the top off of this one here. Now, since, you know, when we fold these, they're not going to, you know, be 5x7s, of course, but that's all right. We'll make them fit in there. Oh, you know the one thing I did forget? My thread to sew it through. Oh, well, we'll figure it out, won't we? All right. So I'm going to fold it this way. And then this one I want to fold this way. Do any of my gardening friends, do you guys grow watermelons? I have never grown watermelons, and I keep saying I want to give it a try, but I have yet to do that. I have heard they can be difficult. Okay, so we have 4 pieces of the cardstock that we're going to cut down. So they are now 4 inches wide. So we need them if this is 5 by 7, we need them no longer than 6.5 inches tall. Oh, that'll give us great little pockets. So let's cut these down to 6.5 inches. Let's see if this will cut 2 of them at a time. I don't know if it will or not, but yeah, because I think I didn't think it would. Yeah, I think I need a new blade. Oh, got something on my shirt. Oh well. There, that's better. Those will make great little pockets. All right, and the coffee dyed paper, I think we're going to cut down to the same height. Oh, these will make great little pages. So we're going to use those as little pockets. So there are those. Now, I've just folded all these together, you know, all in one fell swoop. And I have no idea how many pages I even have in here. So let's get this. So our journal is 7 inches tall, but we're going to cut, and it's a 5 by 7. So it can't be any wider than 5 and any taller than 7. So we're going to cut our pages 6.5 inches tall and about, I think about 4 3/4 will work. Yeah, something like that. So let's measure this out here. Where's my pencil here? Yeah, I gotta make sure I measure it down far enough that I don't cut it off. Because looks like I'm going to. So, and then 6.5 inches tall. Well, we can cut it from the bottom. All right, so there's 6.5 inches. So let's line it up here. So I can get this on a line. Now let's scoot this under here. Right about there. That will work. And we're going to cut these through. Okay. And then we're going to cut these this way. There we go. That didn't take us any time at all, did it? So here are our pages. So let's insert these, you know, as we go through. So let's see here. I think I want that one there. Oh, well, see, now that's nice. Got a nice little transition. Now, as I go through here, so that's 3 pages. That will look nice there with the off-white. Okay, so I think I want this one in the center. So I think I'm going to swap this out for back here. And bring this one up here. Because I want this one. Where'd my middle go? Here. I want this one in the middle, but I want it to go like this. Oh, Wait a minute. I like this one better. I want that one. That one there. That one there. Okay. So there's our signature. So we've got that there, followed by a couple of coffee dyed pages, and then that one. A couple of coffee dyed pages, watermelon rind, our little, and then that. And then on the other side, because it's double-sided, then we have the watermelon. And then we have the flowers. And then the other side here. Now, to make it look different, if you wanted, you could, on your cardstock papers, you could round the edges if you wanted to do that. That would give you, you know, a different look on those pages. If that's something that you'd like, you could round those edges, you know, to make them look different. If that's what you like. But you don't have to. Now, on this page here, I'm going to fussy cut these apart. And then I think we're going to use those as some pockets and maybe some other things. So this will be, I think I need to stop the video or pause it so I can get out our thread so we can sew this in real quick. So I will be right back. I need to grab that because I didn't get it out of the drawer when I thought I did. So I will be right back. Okay, now I'm just going to sew this in real quick. And then we are going to call it a day. And then in part 2, we will decorate some pages together with the pieces that I'm going to cut apart. So let me grab hold of the needle here. There, that one will work. Since I'm going to punch the holes, I don't need one with a point on it. You know how badly that works for me. Okay, so I'm going to take all this. I'm going to make sure everything is squished way to the back. Okay, way to the back. And I'm going to put a paper clip here, down here on the bottom, holding it as far back as I can hold it. Okay? Because I don't want it to move. I do not want this stuff to move at all. I want it to stay squished as far back into this corner as I can possibly get it. Like that. Okay? And now, I'm going to even put one, since I have so many pages, I'm going to put one right there. Because I do not want it to move. And I might even put one down here. I don't normally put this many, but I have a few more pages than normal. So I think I'm going to. Okay, so I've got everything squished in there. So I'm going to make sure that everything is going the right direction. And I'm going to put this in my book where I want it. I'm going to use my clamp. I'm actually going to use 2 of them to hold things where they need to be. And I'm going to grab my awl, and it's A-W-L, not O, in case I say it funny for somebody. And I'm going to pick this up all together. Now I need my punch book. What did I do with it here? Oh, it's right next to me. Right where it's supposed to be. Open your eyes, Lori. Okay. Now, I'm going to take this, and I'm putting it right in the middle, or as close to the middle as my eyeball says it is. And I'm going to push straight down, okay? You guys have seen me do this before. I'm pushing straight down. And then I'm taking it out. Now, I'm making sure that it went through. And then I'm coming back, and I'm bringing it down. I'm eyeballing it down, probably about 1 inch. Okay, my paper clip's in the way here a little bit. Probably about 1 inch down from the top. And if you want to, come on, paper clip. If you want to measure it, you go right ahead. And I'm pushing straight through. Okay. And I'm going to go to the bottom and do the same thing. And by holding everything up, it gives me a better chance of keeping everything where, you know, all shoved in where it's supposed to be. And my paper isn't getting squished around. Okay, so all my holes are right where I want them to be. So they're not going to move because I have everything clamped and clipped. And so I'm going to thread my needle. There we go. So we're going to go in through the middle, like this. Okay. Now I'm going to hold on to that. Then I'm going to come into the top, just like that. And I'm going to come out to the bottom. I didn't make my holes very big. Now I'm going to come back into the center hole right there. Now to make sure that I don't split my thread, I'm going to hold it over and I'm going to close up my book. And then I'm going to stick my needle in. And that should, see, it came right through. And it didn't split my thread. Okay. Now, this is very wiggly jiggly right now. My thread is, it's not tight at all. So to make sure that my thread is tight, I can take all this off. I can put this where I want it. You have a thread on either side of your center thread here. And they need to be even. So you just grab them. The bottom thread will pull the longer one so that you can kind of straighten them. And then you just kind of gently tug. And when you when you go like that, it should kind of remind you of a guitar string. And then you just tie it in a knot. And there you go. Our book is ready to rock and roll. Okay, I'm trying to get hold of it here. Now, I'm going to trim this off. And when I see you in our next video, now, you want to fold this over. And you want to go like this. Now, if you want all of your corners rounded, now's the time to do it. Now's the time to take your corner rounder, round your covers, round your pages, because once you start decorating, you can't do that. You can even do that before you sew in your pages, but you can't do it after you start decorating. So if you like that look, now's the time to do it. Okay? So the next time I see you, I'll have all my ephemera pieces cut out, and we'll do some decorating on this little book, and we'll have a cute little book ready to go. And I'm so glad you joined me for this easy peasy little book, and maybe we'll even come up with a little closure for it. That would be fun, wouldn't it? Yeah, I think so. So maybe we'll even come up with a little closure of some kind. And I'll see what I can come up with. Maybe I have a little red button or something we can put there. So I want to thank you all for joining me today. It sure was fun having you with me, and having you with me around the craft table. It's always more fun having your friends around the craft table with you. So I'm so glad you joined me. Oh my gosh.
So until I see you again in my next video here at the Ladybug Journals, ta-ta for now.